Hey team, so today I want to talk about three methods of paying off debt. The first method is the debt mountain. This is where you list your debts from highest to lowest and you pay them off in that order. The logic behind this one is simply that if you can get through the big debt first, the other debts fall that much quicker and you get out of debt that much quicker. The problem with this method is it's a big mountain in front of you, and people often give up before they even get started on this method because they just can't see the finish line. Or they get halfway up and it takes them twice as long to actually pay off the initial amount of debt that they were hoping to, just because they didn't build up the endurance they needed to actually conquer the whole entire mountain. They've only have the endurance to conquer about half of it. So it's a slow start on this one and can actually take you longer to pay off debt by doing this method. Now, this method can be very effective for those who are goal-oriented people or like a challenge. Because if you're a goal-oriented person, you can look at your biggest debt, say it's $10,000, and you can say, I'm going to pay off this $10,000 debt in 6 months. And you will go and you will win and you will get out of debt in 6 months. Or if you like a challenge where you say, oh, no, I can do this. And you just have that mindset in you that it's just like, yeah, I like a challenge. Let's go. Let's win. I'm getting out of debt now. Those are the two situations where this can be very effective for. This method, however, is not the most effective method and only works for about 5% of the people. I have recommended this before. It has worked before, but I don't recommend it to the average population. So let's move on to the second method. The second method is the debt avalanche. The debt avalanche is where you list your debts from highest interest rate to lowest interest rate, and you pay off the highest interest rate first and then go down from there. Mathematically, if there's no other factors involved, this would be the most effective way to pay off debt. The problem is that paying off debt is a mixture of math and discipline. So although the math works really well in the debt avalanche, the discipline is not there. You're in debt for a reason. It could be because of a situation, but it's could also be because you have poor discipline. If you have poor discipline, it's not going to matter the math fact of this. You need to build the discipline first in order to make the math work. I often will use this one as a starting point. I don't want you to carry on with this method, but as for your first couple debts, it might be an okay thing to do. So say, for instance, you have 2 payday loans that are eating you alive and are sitting at like 35-40% interest rate, and you just need them out of your life to get some breathing room so that you can actually attack your other debts, then maybe starting with this method is effective. So get those 40% interests out of your life and then switch from going smallest to largest, which is the debt snowball, which I'm talking about now. The debt snowball is where you list your debts from smallest to largest, pay everything you possibly can on the little one first, and then move up from there. The reason why this one is my go-to and why this one is the most effective is simply because getting out of debt is a marathon, not a sprint. We need quick mile markers telling us that we're winning. We need that light at the end of the tunnel to get brighter. And that happens every single debt that we pay off. So if we list our debts from largest to smallest, it's going to take a long time to get that light to get a little bit brighter or to get to that next mile marker. So we often give up before we even get to the first mile marker. Whereas if we listed from smallest to largest, that mile marker is just in reach of us and we go and grab it. And then the light at the end of the tunnel gets bigger. We get more motivation. We get the feeling and the sense that we're winning, and our brain tells us to keep going. That's why this one is my go-to for most people. All of these are effective and all of these methods can work really, really well. But if you don't know which one to go with the Debt Snowball. You can't go wrong with the Debt Snowball. You can go wrong with the other two. The Debt Snowball, for the majority of people, will work for the majority of people. The other two are kind of selective on who they will work for. So remember, Debt Snowball is the go-to. Debt Avalanche is something that you might want to use just to kind of get started with. And the Debt Mountain is for a very select few who are very disciplined, very goal-orientated, and very challenge-set people. So you choose. It's up to you. I can't make your choice for you, but I can give my recommendation. Keep going, keep winning. Cheering for you.